Oh, oh, could you ask the question one more time? Can you repeat that question? Yeah, I'd like to know who's buying the stock market up here. The answer is who's not. You get it? You understand yet? The market crashed. Past tense. Just like every other crash, right? Past tense. Once it crashes and we start to rally, we don't come back. Everyone has this idea in their head. Oh, we got to do this. Oh, we got to test bottoms. Oh, this is a bear market bounce. Oh, wait till the other shoe to drop. Well, another leg down is going to have to happen. We can't really move on until we test those lows. Oh, this market's going a little bit too far, too fast. Oh, it has to consolidate. None of that. None of that. Haven't you realized yet what goes on, right? Oh, well, the market's definitely going to go down tomorrow. Is it? No, tomorrow you might be right, finally. But you just sat out the greatest move over the last 5 years, right? Or 2 years, or maybe 1 year. This is better now than the 420 crash of last year. And remember how long that lasted 3 months. It took 3 months, right? So if you've noticed, so let's just go back. Crash of 87 kind of took what, 5 or 6 years to make some of that back, most of it back. I don't know really what the Dow was because I'm a NASDAQ guy. So let's forget the crash of 87. By the way, I'm short the Qs right now. Right now. Just rolled over. About to test VWAP. Why not short them? Let's go. All right. So anyway, here's why you guys just missed the best market that you're probably going to see now. The easy money, right? The easy money. Remember on August 9th when Trump said, buy stocks now, and the market rallied 12%? That trapped all the bears. And nobody bought into that because that was just all short covering, right? And then the market spent 10 days saying, hey, you want to buy? 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 Want to cover some shorts? 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 You had 10 days. 10 days, little up, little down, little up, little down. You know what that's called? Bullish consolidation. Because you never broke the candle low on the bottom of the reactionary candle from the August 9th candle. What? Right. And then what happened? You consolidated in the middle of the candle and you found new support levels, that 543.14. Remember that? Yeah, you do. Then you had the 428. Remember the 428 pullback, right? Then you broke back over the 443 and that rallied back to the 462, which was still inside the candle. And 10 days went by. And then what happened? You broke the Trump candle, new bull market, reactionary candle, top break, go, right? And then you look for new levels. Where was it going to go? 462.50 get you what? 478.75, right? We got there. And it found some resistance there. And it pulled back for 2 days. 2 whole days. 2 whole days. A $500 index that just rallied 100 points, pulled back a whopping 2 points. You want to consider that you won something? You won nothing. All that was doing is waiting for the power gap that happened on Monday, yesterday. So now that you've power gapped above resistance, everybody who didn't cover the short, you're going to cover your short, you're going to cover your short, you're going to cover your short. All those fuckers are still short. So any pullback that happens now, they're done. They're just covering now. And everybody who didn't buy the dip, who was planning to buy the dip or was too scared to buy the dip, oh, now they're buying. Oh, they're done. They're buying. Might have slipped through the cracks. You want to join us now? Join us now. It's better than ever. I got a new email address for you. Kenny, it's to go directly to my corporate overlord. So I don't respond to emails anymore, except for complaints and death threats. Kenny, I don't even know my own. This one will go directly. I have corporate overlords that manage my entire website now, which is fine by me because I'm just rather be the talent. Kenny at I'll find it. Or maybe I won't. I think it's Kenny at Stock Market Media. You see how I pay attention to these things? I don't, because this is not what I do. I just trade. Ah, here it is. Oh, wait, even better. Kenny at hitthebid.tv. Huh? You like that, right? Yeah, that's my new email address. Kenny at hitthebid.tv, and you'll get a link and a password, and you'll even come join the room. Anyway, what the hell was I just talking about? All right, why the market's not allowed to go down anymore, right? Right? The only what am I? I'm the only guy I see who knows it's all bullshit but doesn't care. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't care about shit anymore, especially because I know the market's rigged now. And you don't have to. I don't. There's not a debate any longer. I know it's all bullshit. But more importantly, the bullshit is why we're here. Is what I want to talk about. The reason that the market's still going up, right, is because everybody doesn't know what they're talking about. Nobody knows what they're talking about except me. And why do I know more than everybody now? Because I know more about trading than anybody. I know a terrific guy. I met a guy back in the day, fantastic guy, even though he cheated on his wife a lot. He used to hang out. I know. Great guy, great guy, married 25 years, a little overweight. Fantastic guy, even though he cheated on his wife a couple of times. Then he got remarried. Fantastic guy, got remarried, cheated on him too, cheated on her too. Now he's actually a woman. Crazy story, I know. Terrific guy, even though he's one of these trans freaks now, a little overweight and cheated on both of his wives, but fantastic guy. Nobody knows more about trading than I do. Nobody, right? And the reason I know more about what's happening right this second is I was a victim to it. 2012, 2013, 2014, 09, 2001. Whenever the bears think they got something going, that's the end of the bear market. Just like in 2021, just like the Josh Round bottom, just like the Kathy Wood move. And so this time, there's no way I'm falling for that shit, right? So I've been talking about how generational lows are being put in. The 420 on the Qs, you know what? All the bears, and again, this only happened because you had this tariff event. I don't know if we were going back to 420, right? The Josh Brown bottom, that's June 2021 when he capitulated right on TV. He said tech was dead and he has to get out of his Roblox trade. And that's when I started buying Qs. Check out we did Faux show bro a little bit. June 2021 was the Josh Brown bottom. October 2021 was the bottom. But close enough. It was a pretty good entry. But all that being said, we Faux show bro. The whole market Faux show bro. We broke the August lows from last year. We got down to the 398 in the aftermarkets, our pre-market, and then we recovered. We started to recover. We were going to recover anyway. Trump canceling the tariffs, whatever that was, whatever he did, no tariff, no tariff, whatever he did that day, and told everybody to buy stocks, and the market went up 12% that day. That was the trap. Bear market was over that day. And then 10 days into that move, people still living in denial, but we were building a new higher base at that time. And the reason people are always bearish after a crash is they missed it. Just like they missed the bull market and everyone's pissed off and they say, this is the worst bull market. The market has to go down. They don't know what they're talking about. They're just mad they're not involved. And now that people missed the crash and we bounced huge, everyone's thinking, we're definitely we're gonna crash again. No, we're not. No, we're not. Now it's all baked in. And we just power gapped. We power gapped, people. We power gapped. You understand? We power gapped twice. Over resistance twice. There's no going back down. We would actually have to have a nuclear bomb go off. Nope, sorry, that wouldn't work either. The only thing I think that will derail the market now is Red Dawn. Red Dawn. You look out your window and there's paratroopers just jumping into the house and taking over high schools, and Patrick Swayze is not alive to help us. Red Dawn. Red Dawn would have to happen. That's it. So unless we're being invaded by Korea, like when they Red Dawn Part 2, when that was awful. But Red Dawn was the Russians and the Nicaraguans when they stormed in and took over those towns, and Patrick Swayze and Tom Cruise. Emilio Estevez? No, nothing. Red Dawn. 1984? No, nobody. Okay. So that's the only way we're derailing the market right now, right? It's the only way we're derailing this market because we power gapped twice now. Twice! The 462 When we went to the 473, and then we finally actually pulled back to test the 462, and then we power gapped up to the 480s. So that secured that moment right there. And that became new generational lows. Then we built from there, and then market was about to rip and test the highs, right? Right? And here's what's bad. Here's the bad part. It's bad or not, but there's nothing bad about it. It's just that you missed out. We will have to consolidate these gains at some point, but now that we've power gapped, right? It's very difficult to go back down. Because remember, the shorters are trapped, right? That's how I know more about trading than anybody, because I used to be a victim to this move as a bear, waiting for the other shoe to drop. Oh, you're going to get yours. And most of the time, because I wouldn't address it like I address things now, like a loser. I think about all the things that made me a loser. Not that I'm this great winner right now, still a loser overall. Should be a billionaire at this point. All the things I've done wrong, all the attitudes that I've had, I know they were wrong because I lost money. So now I address that live. All right, so here's where I would say, the Bulls are going to get their asses kicked when it rolls back over, and it never does. Oh, right, it never does. It never does roll over. So instead of me being that guy now I'm the guy that I'm going to just keep buying because we're not going to roll over, and then we're going to probably power gap and break out from here. And here we are. 5 fucking 17.50 on the Qs. La di freaking da. Oh, wait, you think that's going to be a high? Why? You don't think the Qs are going up another 3.5% to 5% tomorrow? Why not? You don't think we're going to be at all-time highs by Friday? Why not? What's changed? Nothing. Nothing's changed. The only thing that's changed, right? And again, this is where the why part comes into weird. What's changed that's made the market so strong? Shorts are trapped. That's it. And the fear of missing out. That's what's changed. The fear of missing out, and the shorts are trapped. But again, we just got to the point where I thought we would get to. I'm as curious as anybody tomorrow. So here's when we're going to short. You want to know when you're going to short? I'll tell you when we're going to short. Well, I'm short right now, but that's just for a little. I'm playing this little tiny pullback from the 516. And actually, I might add to it if it breaks 515. I don't want to get stupid now. Maybe I'll get stupid. I don't know. Should I get stupid? I don't know. Should I get stupid? I don't need to get stupid. Here's what's going to change. We need a gap fail. Gap fail. Not a gap down and goes green and breaks VWAP. We need a gap fail now. So the only way that we're going to derail what's going on right now, remember, power gap 2 times. 2 power gaps. Fuck you. 2 power gaps. And we're gone. We got 2 power gaps. Power gaps trap the shorts and leave the longs wanting. So now every pullback, the shorts are like, oh, good, please, I need to cover, please help me. And the longs are sitting there going, oh, please pull back so I can buy something. How the fuck are we going to go down? We're not. And the computers who just read price, so you got sentiment, which is absolutely insanely bullish right now, except you're a delusional bear, which most bears are delusional, speaking for myself, right? Delusional. We can look at the same. Two guys could look at the same market. The bull looks at something extremely bullish. The bearish guy, no matter what, sees it bearish. No matter what. Delusional. Delusional. Oh, this market's overbought. Oh, no. Nope. Overbought doesn't mean we're going to go down either. Sorry, you're wrong. I used to think that too. Overbought is the most overused phrase there is for the mantra of the bear market morons. Oh, this market's overbought. So, you know what cures overboughtness? Time. Time does. If things are overbought on Monday and then we consolidate for 3 or 4 days and now it's next Monday and we've hardly budged, you know what? We're not overbought anymore. Welcome. Thank you. Right? Time. Time is the only thing. Time. Have you seen the movie Lucy? See it. Time is the only measurement of time, is the measurement of anything that we can trust. Time. See? Can't get that time back. Is this happening now or is it happening in the future? I don't know. You like Lucy? I've seen the movie 150 times. You say a line, I'll say the next line. I even know the Korean lines. When he gets his knife through his hands. I've seen that movie good 50 times. Every time I love it. Every time. Every time Morgan Freeman. I suppose you're right. My friend Andy. Anyway, greatest bull market ever. We're trapped in a perpetual bull market. Don't fall for the shenanigans next time. And the next time you see UVXY in the 50s, we're all dead. If you see UVXY over 30 before the reverse split, that'll be something. I don't even think you're going to get into the 30s ever again, because now it's been adjusted, and it's going to be that much harder for this market to go down, and much harder for UVXY to rally. So that's the if and the then, right? I was shorting the cues a little bit at the end of the day here too. Yeah, I don't trust it, but UVXY is the reason I am trusting it for now. I'm short right this second. Just waiting to see if we revert back to VWAP. We haven't even got there. But UVXY is on the cusp of going green. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at. But going back to the premise at hand, how this market's going to have a hard time going down now. That doesn't mean we can't pull back. But I think the most we're going to pull back is the top of the power gap area, which is now basically, if you go to Monday's action, if you go to 20 days worth of charts, 20 days worth of volume, you don't really see it on a 20-day, but yeah, the tops of the power gap is where, if we do get a correction, which is crazy. Think about what we're talking about here. We just crashed twice. Some would say 3 times in the last year, because it's still not October. We crashed last October, and then 2 times in April. Chance of another crash is unfathomable. Can't even possibly envision it happening. And again, Mothra starts stomping on buildings and stuff like that, maybe. But if you're looking at the Q chart, let me show you. Let me see if I can find this thing for you. Yeah, so the breakout price that we would have got to if it wouldn't have been for the power gap is the 492.70. So 492.70 is your new generational low. Generational lows. You break 492.70, you sell the Qs. But at this point, you have to start thinking that we have now pivoted for the next 3 to 5 years, because that's how it generally works. We crash, we rally, we consolidate, and then we rally, and that's it. We move on. Past tense. And the Qs won't even test VWAP. Look, we can't even get in the test VWAP. Market's not going down. So to me, we're going to have resistance, tomorrow. So 517.50, if it does break, if you take in the yearly highs and the crash, right? Gives you, it's just we can't not go up, it seems, right? But we are coming into a world of resistance as far as I'm concerned. How about this? 519.16. 519. Watch this. I'm going to give you the exact price. We're going to gap up tomorrow to $519.16 on the Qs, to be exact. And then we're going to sell off from there. If we break under 517.50, that could get a cascade of selling. But none of that's going to happen without, a little volatility. Something's got to give, because, man, oh man, This is some crazy looking chart now. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faux show bros and 2 power gaps. And I hope that means something to you because it should. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 faux show bros on the way. We're on the way here. 5 faux show bros and 2 power gaps to go. Hey! And if we can consolidate above the power gap level, 499.70 on the Qs and 515, 515 where we are right now, we are gonna go higher. Now, why the hell am I short the Qs right now, you ask? Well, I'll tell you why. Because they're still below where I shorted them. And I was waiting to get paid a little bit more than just, 20 cents. 2 power gaps. Speaking of Christmas, by Christmas will be the Qs will probably be 600. Because once we do have a mini correction of this monstrous bounce, what's going to happen after that? It'll be another leg up on the bull market. We'll be into earnings season third quarter, and everything's going to be awesome. Right? Hey, how do you feel about buying a $2,000 phone? Who gives a shit? That's how I feel. Right? Who gives a shit? That's how I feel. Let me know when it happens. Like the things that people care about, like recessions, right? Like recessions. So let's say we go into a recession, and so what? Well, 2 negative quarters of two. I don't even know the definition anymore. What is it? 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP is a recession, and so what? They make it sound like something's going to happen. What's going to happen? Nothing. It's already priced into the market. The market doesn't give a shit about recessions. If a recession's coming, the market prices it in 8 months in advance. Market knows. Would you be surprised if you found out somehow that the market didn't crash in April because of the tariff stuff? It just crashed because it was preparing for a recession that may or may not have been coming. Right? We'll never know. And it doesn't matter. That's why I trade price. Right? Ooh, Pete Turner, what's up, man? Sup, homies? Y'all have a good day. So I'll tell you something, but I'll tell you this. I own a stock that had an earnings reversal yesterday. That's 2 times now. Remember Rambus back 6 months ago? I was in the stock and it actually gapped down, broke the VWAP, went green, and had a reversal. Maybe my luck is changing. I doubt it. I have very bad luck in this industry, but that's that SRAD, right? See, now what did you learn? Don't buy options or stock into the report. Report comes out, you like the stock, here it is, gap down. Buy it when it faux show bros and breaks VWAP. So instead of buying it, again, it's right back to break even now. My cost average, well, now I'm up 29. No, I'm up. My cost average is basically $23. But buying those options, right, for 80, you could have bought them at 20 the morning of yesterday morning, and then they went back to 80. So I'm breaking even where the person who bought the dip is up 400%, right? Faux show, bro. Pick a chart. I'll show it to you. It shows up everywhere. That's the magic of it. The best trade is the faux show, bro, under VWAP. Hey, watch. I'll pick any chart. Any chart. Step right up. Step right up. I'll show it to you on any chart. PLTR, there was a faux show, bro, on it 3 times today. 3 individual faux show bros in one day, you say? Yeah. All right. This ain't loaded up. But I'll faux show, bro, you. You know what it stands for? The fake out, shake out, breakout. Let's see. I think there actually was on PLTR today when it in the morning. Yeah, I mean, it kind of happened, but it happened above VWAP. Wasn't your classic one, but you just had classic, just VWAP testing all day. Do do do. So basically, it's a stock, and if it breaks a prior low and then breaks another new low and then comes back after that one, so kind of like, let's see, you kind of got it right here. But the best move is above VWAP. But this is kind of cool because it more or less tested VWAP at the fake out and the shakeout. So you see how the stock's kind of grinding. It's grinding down. It's not really going down, but it's grinding. And then it hits this spot. See that? And then it breaks. It comes right back. Starts to rally, but then it breaks another new low, and then it comes back anyway. When you see that these little attempts to go down and they come fighting right back and they break back above the levels from where they broke down from, when that's underneath the VWAP, and then you break VWAP, 9 out of 10 times you're about to start a new uptrend. Faux show bro under the VWAP. So I'll show you on Rigatoni. Well, and I'll show you the trades that I had on it. And this trade, turned out to be a dud, but I killed it on this trade because I buy 3,000 shares of these things with 8-cent risk, goes up 25 cents. I make, $500, $700 on these trades. And then by here, I'm out. So right here. So it rallied. People put their stops at prior lows. It went below that, and then it comes right back. So it's kind of a fake out, shake out. In this case, it actually held the double bottom and then broke back over the VWAP. So faux show under there. Broke that candle, went a little lower here. Fake out, shake out. Back above VWAP. Buy it, right? So you're buying it right here. This is me. And then I'm using the fake out. The low is a candle, and the low of the day is my out. The really one that was really more apparent was the one under the VWAP early this morning. It was right before the open. Very subtle, right? But here it is. Where'd it go? Well, I know what happened because I was in it. Wait a minute. Whoop. What in the hell is going on here? There you go. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, right? But it broke VWAP, broke a prior low, and then it came right back. It broke back above those candles. That's a reason to buy. And when I say you're only risking 3 cents, here it was. I'm buying it at 823, right? And I'm using 820 and 818 as my outs because those were the low candle prints. So I'm basically risking 3 cents. Not too often you get to put a trade on where the most you're going to lose is 3 cents. And again, that's why I buy 3,000 shares. 3,000 shares, 3 cents, it's $90. That's why for me, what I do for everybody in the website in the room is I set the trade up with risk parameters, right? And then it's up to you how much size you want to take and how greedy you want to be, right? So I'm in, here we got the faux show, bro. I'm buying VWAP break 232. When it got to the double, when it got back to the 50, I'm selling 1,500 of my 2,000 right here. I don't care. Money, right? So now I'm thinking, all right, I'll hold the other 500 in case this thing goes to what I thought was going to happen, was going to go to the orange line. And it starts to roll over, and I sell it on the way back down. So I sold it. I wound up selling it all at 1050. So 1050 on the way up, 1062. I'm not thinking of selling anymore because now I'm thinking for the big move on my last lot, right? Then it rolls over, but then it doesn't break VWAP. So right here, as it's just basically chopping around, chopping around VWAP, holding it, starts to go back up. I bought it back. I bought it back even higher where I sold it. So 1053, I'm back in. This time I wound up selling at 62 and then 75 because I eighth of a point. I still traded eighth of a point. And then didn't sell the last lot because there's no reason not to expect it to go here. And then it rolled over and I wound up selling it anyway. I mean, not a great overall day on this stock, but you milk your 25 cents and a couple of thousand shares 3 times. It's more money than most people make in a day. Here's ASTS. This was the better one. And again, this is a perfect example of why when I do start sending out my automatic alerts, and by the way, I have an algorithm that spits out the winners, right? But here's the trick, kids. It's only giving you the in and the stops. You have to trade out yourself. But you get the in, you get your stops. So our algorithm triggered to buy ASTS at the open, right? So here's your fake out, shake out right there. Chopping around, VWAP, never breaks down. Kind of like another faux show bro right here, right before the open. Explosion out of the gate. 1 minute multi-day VWAP reversal, right? So again, we're buying in this move right here, 26.35. Where is it? Yeah, I was late, whatever, 9:30 high candle break, 26.35. I'm in. I'm already selling 26.85 because orange line, blue line to orange line, you take some profit. Rips 27.50. I'm selling 28, selling 29, selling. So I'm down to like 150 shares already at this point, and I'm thinking 30, 32.50, 35, 100, and then it rolls over. And the price is where I sell on the way up is where I get stopped out on the way down. So I wound up selling the rest at 28 bucks. And then it broke VWAP. And it became a short. Now, I didn't short it, right? I didn't short it because I'm super biased to the buy side. So I don't even care. Normally, I would sell out up here, breaking VWAP and multi-day. I'm definitely shorting, and I chose not to. It worked. It worked, right? But I was waiting for this. Little late day faux show, bro, right? And again, I wish this trade would have worked better. But you see how it's grinding down, it's grinding down, it's grinding down, and then it broke a new low, and then it came back, and then it tested it. So I bought it right here, 26.38. I bought more at 26.50, thinking, ooh, late day VWAP break, we're going to rip. And VWAP said, not so fast, Holmes, and smacked me back in the face. So bang, bang, I got out, and, I bought more at 50, so I kind of like ruined the trade. But I did sell some at, I did sell some at 71, which was nice. And I wound up selling a lot of it flat, when it rolled back over and then just didn't do anything. That's why I'm waiting on this tomorrow. This is a huge consolidation under VWAP. Probably breaks tomorrow, considering the market never goes down anymore. And then want to see something else that nobody was even thinking about? Yeah, you were, Wolf. Look at that thing, right? All that money we lost by holding it, right? Remember, earnings got smoked. Look at this thing. So some crazy action this morning. I don't know what that was all about, right? Next thing you know, rips out of the box. I'm thinking, all right, I missed this one. And there it is, friend. Faux show, bro, to the multi-day, back to the 1 minute. And again, didn't work the first time, but it did, but it didn't, right? You see it, right? But then you look at this as another faux show, bro. So if let's say you bought it here when I bought it, right? Woo, we're going to be rich. Yeah. And then we're not going to be rich. And it breaks down. And next thing you know, you're selling it for a small loss. And then as soon as you're done selling it for a small loss, you realize, it didn't even go back to the multi-day. Oh, wait, it's making its turn. Oh, shit, it's breaking VWAP. Oh, shit, it's burrowing. Oh, my God, it tested VWAP from on top. Got to buy it back. So Faux show bro. There went the bro that I was looking for over here. So small loss when it doesn't really work. Nice gain when it does work. And then all hell broke loose and it was going freaking ballistic. These were real prints, by the way. It spiked down first. We didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance to get out. I was like, whoop, whoop. Next thing you know, it's ripping. I'm selling at 420 because I'm a pothead. That was more lucky than good. 420 on the wolf. But look at this monster trade. So there is 6 varieties of the charts that I look at. Blue lines here, orange lines here. Blue line looking for a break. You're looking for you're looking for it to get back to prior day VWAP and then break. In this case, today's blue line is today's VWAP. Orange line is prior day VWAP. And in this case, it acted as support where you Faux showed to. That's my fave, one of my faves, because it's telling you you're not only setting up that wonderful chart pattern that works all the time, but it's doing it at a very specific spot. Also proving that the market's rigged out to VWAP. Blue line, orange line holds back above blue, and then you rip. And these Qs suck. And you see why I'm short this whole time? Still in the same position from the rollover because it broke the range. So I had to assume we're going to get a VWAP retrace. When I'm talking about the range right here, see the bottom of this candle? That's 515.64, right? 515.64, right? Test it. So right here when the market was closing, I shorted it right there, 515.61 when it couldn't get over 64, basically risking a couple of pennies. And then right here, I'm thinking, all right, how do we not break down on the VWAP? And if we would have broke VWAP, I was thinking maybe we do get a little mini sell-off, here in the aftermarket, but nobody's selling. Nobody's selling anything. Nobody's selling. So what I think tomorrow was what I was trying to describe to you guys, if you're going to watch this video later, here's all that stuff I was describing about capitulation, and here's 20 days worth of everything. This is 20 days. If you put 20 days worth of charts up on an hourly basis, you really see the whole thing. Capitulation, and now you got to go 30 days. Sorry, because it has been now 30 days. 30 days on an hourly. That shows you basically everything. But what it doesn't show you is the yearly, where this was the breakdown area. This was the January low, right? That's where I thought we were going to have some trouble, but we power gapped above it, which is why it's hard to go down now. But when we do go down, and I say when because I'm assuming we'll actually go down one day, can't go up every day. And if we do have a significant sell-off, we might, again, 501.48, the low from the power gap is important, right? So wait, let me show you more importantly right here. You can't really see it too well there. Hold on. So the high peaks were over this. We're in this candle right here. That's 519.07. And the bottom of the lowest candle, that's 521.95. So 521.95 is probably where we want to go. So if we're below, let's say we gap and we don't get over that price and we start to roll over, the only time I'm going to possibly short this market with real enthusiasm, not 200 share lots. I'm talking about buying, 50 puts, shorting a couple thousand, getting aggressive. We need a gap that fails. Call me when that happens. So I'm thinking it might happen tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. If we gap up, we sell the gap off. Follow me? We start up, Qs open up tomorrow at 519.35. We rally to 521.50. Suddenly there's new sellers showing up. We break under 519.05. We break under 517.50. They're selling the gap off. And then if we give up the gap and then go negative, sentiment changes just like that. And UVXY probably be around 22.50 at that time. And that'll be, that'll be a good time to finally, possibly, maybe, without having to risk your life on a short, because right now you're playing with your health, trying to short the market. As I try to explain to many of folk, and as I've been now dubbed the most bullish bear ever, I am, because I've learned my lessons, and I know when to fold them, and I know when to run, and all that shit. All right, be careful out there. And if you want, that's my new email address. I keep giving people the wrong email address. Kenny@hitthebid.tv goes to my special lady, who will also then send you an email and solicit you 3 times a day to join the website, and then send you 7,500 unwanted emails about how awesome I am until you join. All right, so join quickly. But if you haven't joined, my name's Kenny Glick. I've been doing this 30 years. Nobody knows more about trading than I do, and I mean it. It's not just a joke. And I let everybody hang with me for at least a couple of weeks. That's 10 full, wonderful days of trading with me. And you get to meet my VWAP algorithmic lunatic friend, Solid Jello, who has really taken all this stuff and he automated the lines being drawn, and it's pretty fascinating what he's built. So with him and Mike Noss, we got something that we're going to unleash probably mid-June. And for you guys that don't want to sit around chat rooms, this is your moment. And it's something. Look, if there was an algorithm or a scanner that spit out the entry, placed the trade for you, then sold it for you also, and it was as accurate as what they claim to have on the internet, I'd own it. Doesn't exist. I have the next best thing, the entry with stops, and then you just trade out of it on your own. So at least you have something to do, right? And inevitably, I'm going to automate it all, and I'm going to launch a hedge fund, and then we don't have to work anymore because I back tested this stuff. 30 years of back testing. 30 years of back testing. The strategy, VWAP, Faux show bros underneath VWAP on earnings reports, 73% accurate. That provided you a winning trade over 30 years. And again, that's why I say they're winning trades. They provide you a winning trade. You could fuck it up, right? Like ASTS. If you didn't sell it, right, today, for instance, let me show you that chart again, right? The computer did its job. It said buy this stock right there, right, with stops, right, and it worked. Your entry was 26.50. Stock went to 29. If you let the stock roll over and die without taking profit, what are you doing, right? Hey, maybe that's the algorithm's name. What are you doing? How about that? What are you doing? So, and that's why this chart's the most important chart of the day, because this rigatoni is important too, because again, these were both algorithmic. The algo told us where to buy with the stop. The trades were right, but if you didn't trade out of them and use stops, they both turned into losses. So the lay trader, or the unbeknownst trader, who thinks you can buy stocks at 9:30 and just hold them to 4 o'clock because that works. Never. Well, once in a while, buying something at 9:30 and staying in the same trade the whole day. That happens maybe 5 times a year. Kind of like on a day like yesterday. Anyway, but yeah, lots of cool stuff are coming. And, now that I have corporate overlords running my life, I have to petition for free shit for you guys, right? So yearly members are still probably going to get this new alert system as part of your membership, but I finally have something that I've been working on for 12 years. I'm going to be selling it. I ain't bullshitting you. It's worth money. This shit is real. My whole life wrapped up into this. I got my whole life wrapped up to this. And I tell you, if I don't fly, I'll leave this country and I'll never return. What movie? Aviator, of course. Come on. Hercules. No, it's serious, man. It is pretty freaking amazing, and we've been letting it run now for 3 months since October, and just awesome, just awesome. We set it free. The first trade it gave us was a Tesla long last quarter earnings, and then the Tesla short. So that was October, right? November, December, January. Also, it's 6 months already. Shit, time is flying. 6 months. We let it. Yeah, we've been letting it do its thing since October. The earnings reversals, 100% still. And again, 100% meaning it provided you with a trade that you would have made money as long as you traded out of it, which again goes without saying, I hope. And let me show you my one loss today. And again, it was a good loss, right? I like showing losses because I'm the only one that loses money on the internet as a trader. You see how you had some chopping right there? You see where it Faux showed, broke VWAP, starts to rally, and then it rolls over and then broke VWAP? I do. I do have that account. That's all I'm doing now, Jay, Mr. Bond. But the thing is, I tried it with that kid Dave. And Dave just kept getting it late and putting out stops. He wasn't trading it. He was trading it all out at one price. The algorithm's going to solve all my problems. Yeah. Oh, I plan to be. Yeah. Dave's not here no more. Yeah. I wasted 6 months with this kid. Not didn't waste. He's actually a good guy. He'll figure it out. But I was handing him the trades and he just wasn't taking the trades I wanted him to take. There's a point where you just got to say, hey, this ain't working out for you. Hi, Dave. It's all right. You could still be my clerk one day. But once we have the algos, I think you're just going to be inputting them in. But here, see, this is why I lost money here. You see where it Faux showed and then it didn't bro, hits the VWAP, bounces, and then it broke. I'm shorting. Screw it. If it's going to roll over, I shorted right here. And then I shorted more at the 50. And here it is about to break the double bottom. And it held. No reason to think this price was going to hold. I thought this was about to roll over and die. And I got candled. And of course, like a stubborn short, I only covered a third right there until I had to cover the rest when it broke out of this consolidation. And I had to eat it. But look, even though that was close to $227.50 loss, if I wouldn't have eaten the trade, look, turned into another, almost 56.32 average price out, went up another $1.60. It would have lost $1,000, right? Sometimes it's all right. Well, actually, it's always all right to take losses. It's part of the business. If you're not taking your losses at the right time, they turn into bigger losses, and that ruins your winners. My name's Kenny Glick. The more you know. All right. I guess I'm going to stay short the cues because they haven't given us a reason to get out, nor they haven't given us a reason to add to it. So 514.77 we're looking for. See, that's the one really crucial part about trading when you trade the way I do. See all this stuff? Normally, frustration would kick in. You just get out because you're annoyed. Fuck this trade. It ain't working. You get out. Nope. Unless it breaks over the range, then you got to stick with it. And you got to wait to see what happens. Oh, I tried, Jay. I tried, Mr. Bond. I tried. They wanted to charge me There was one night they wanted to charge me. I wanted to do 10,000 shares. They wanted $8,500 for me to hold 10,000 shares of UVXY. I mean, I should have done it, obviously, but it's bullshit. It's bullshit. I sold some $100 calls for $6. I covered them at like 80 cents. I sold some 130s for like $8. They're I still got those. They're like $1. Yeah, I never had a chance to really just go full balls deep. I will 3 years from now when the market goes down again and UVXY has a moment. I'm gonna crush it. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the puts were still so jacked. If you so for instance, when we started breaking down under 50s, the 45s were five near term. So you 5 points out of the money, they charged you $5 for them. It's a lot. That's why I normally sell calls, you know. But yeah, yeah, I know. All makes sense now. I know. Yeah. Hey, listen, tomorrow could be the greatest day of my life. I could take my size up anytime I want. If I get what I want tomorrow and the market does gap, and actually I'm not even going to be here, so chances are the market's going to crash. That's funny. I'm not even going to be here tomorrow, so hopefully this doesn't happen tomorrow. It's probably going to happen tomorrow now. But if we gap and roll, especially after what are we now, 120-point move on the Qs, I'm thinking we could pull back 6 or 7 points one of these days, right? I mean, yeah, no, we're going to go up every day, but I'm going to get aggressive on a short sooner or later. I'm probably going to go long SQQ now that that's slammed. I'll probably buy like 100,000 shares of SQQ or some crazy shit like that. Sounds right. Remember that day I went home with 78,000 shares of SQQ? That was scary. That was a while ago. Worked out for a day. All right, good luck, y'all. I'll see you on the morrow or on Thursday, and we might be schmoozing. I don't even know. Got a big day ahead of me. I'm going to Yahoo Finance. We were supposed to be talking about all the shorting that's happened, and now it's back to being a bull market. So, but it should be fun. If you haven't seen me, I'll be on Yahoo Finance. They do a online show. I'll film a little bit from the stock exchange floor tomorrow. All right. Later. Good luck, everybody.